In this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps of setting up your dance practice e-portfolio. From the home page on the dance course site, go to the upper right-hand corner and click on Settings. Then go to the left-hand navigation and at the bottom of the list, click on ePortfolios. The page will display an explanation of what an ePortfolio is. Click on Create an ePortfolio. Then you have the opportunity to name it. You should use your first name, last name, and then Dance Practice. Underneath, you should check the box for Make It Public so that your classmates can give you comments. Then click on Make ePortfolio. Now we have a choice of using the Getting Started wizard or going right to the ePortfolio. Let's use the Getting Started wizard, but before we get there, you'll notice that the setting on your dashboard shows that your ePortfolio is public, and it gives you a link to change your portfolio settings if you want to make it private again. But remember, for this course, it needs to be public. Then under Recent Submissions, you probably don't have the list that I have here because I've created pages in other Canvas course sites, and this screen is giving me the opportunity to add those pages to my ePortfolio. I'm going to leave those unchecked for now. So let's go to the Getting Started wizard. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see a list of steps, and on the right-hand side is an explanation for each of those steps. So for example, we're in the introduction stage. And here it shows you that ePortfolios are made up of both sections and pages, and there can be multiple pages in a section. You'll notice too that there's this phrase called Show Me. If I hover over that phrase, when it talks about the left side of the window, you'll see that the word Home is highlighted in yellow. If I do the same thing when it talks about pages on the right side of the window, you'll see that the Pages area is highlighted in yellow. Okay, now let's go to Portfolio Sections. Here it talks about how there is a pencil icon and an X icon. The pencil icon is used for editing and the X icon is for deleting. Now again, we have the Show Me phrases. So if I hover over the Show Me phrase for the left side, again Home is highlighted, and on the second item, Show Me for Organized Sections is highlighted. So now let's go right to Organized Sections in the left-hand navigation. You'll see that by default there is a Home section. Let's add a section called Welcome, because you'll want to introduce yourselves to the rest of your class. And then let's add another section for week 1. And you'll just continue to add weeks as the course goes on. Okay, now the next thing that we can do is notice that there's a pencil and a garbage can for each section. The garbage can be used to delete the section. So let's delete Home just to see what that looks like. And it asks me if I really want to delete this section and its pages, so I'm going to say OK. And then the pencil icon allows us to rearrange sections, so you can move things around after you've created them. Okay, we're done editing. So now we're going to go into the Welcome. We could either go into the Welcome section or we could go to the actual ePortfolio. So let's just go to the actual ePortfolio. You'll notice that we have something called New Page, and then Page Comments, and a place where we can add a comment. Alright, so how do we add content to a page? Well, on the right hand side you'll see the pencil icon, and it's next to Edit This Page. So if we click there, we have a chance to name this page. Now we're going to name it Welcome because this is part of our initial assignment. Yes, we want to allow comments on this page, and yes, we want to make the comments public, so make sure both of those boxes are checked off. Now we can save the page as is, or we can add content to it. So on the right hand side there are 4 ways to add content. Let's start with Rich Text Content. When you click on that box, you'll see a set of icons that allow you to edit whatever you type here. So let's say I'm going to type that I am interested in different dance genres. Okay, so what I could do is I could bold the word interested. Oh, I misspelled that. So I could italicize the word different, and I could either even change the color of the text and emphasize it that way. Okay, so all I've done is enter text here, and we're allowing the comments to appear on the page and for the comments to be public. Now if I did nothing else here and I left the page, then I would lose all of my work. So it's very important that I click on Save Page. Okay, and there is my entry here. I am interested in different dance genres. All right, so now how do I embed an image or add a video? Well, let me edit this page again. So I'm still on the welcome page and I have the text content, but now I'm going to look at other options. So what if I wanted to add HTML? If I click there, it adds another box. Now, you're not expected to know HTML code for this course, so we're just going to get rid of this box. And the way that we can do that is to go to the garbage can in the right-hand corner, upper right-hand corner of the box, click on it, and we'll get rid of that section. I'm going to skip over course submission because, again, that would mean bringing in content from other courses, and you're not in that situation, so we can skip that. Let's go to image and file upload. Okay, so we have options here. We can select a file from a folder called My Files or upload a file. Well, the folder My Files pertains to a folder that's in Canvas, and it's unlikely that you have uploaded anything here, but let me just give you an example. If you decide to upload a picture for your profile, then it will appear in your My Files folder. But for this example, I'm going to upload a file. So let me go to my desktop, browse it for a file, and I'm going to choose an image that appears elsewhere in the course. And now I'm going to click on select and upload file. But I want you to notice that there is a limit of 50 megabytes per file. In addition, there's a limit in Canvas of uploading 250 megabytes worth of content per user. So you want to be very careful about the size of the files that you're uploading. Okay, so there's the JPEG and it populates the photo. Now, again, keep in mind that if I want to save it, I need to save the page. So let me do that now. Okay, and there it appears. So now let's repeat this process, but we're going to upload a video. So again, going to the right-hand side, clicking on Edit this page, and I'm going to click on Image and File Upload from the right sidebar. It gives me another box here. Again, I could go to My Files or go to my computer. So I'm going to browse my computer, my desktop, and I have a file here that I've called Canvas Media File Formats. It's a video that I created earlier which talks about all of the different possible file formats that you can upload, both in terms of audio files and video files. So you might want to check that out. So we're uploading this file, and again, I'll need to save the page, but I want to point out something before we leave this area. You notice to the left of Image and File Upload there is a double-headed arrow. That means that I could change the order of what's here. So you notice I had done I had uploaded the photo of ballet before I had uploaded the video, but now I can rearrange the order if I'd like. So I think I'd like it that way. I'm going to save the page. Okay, so you'll see here I have the text, I have my video, and then followed by the photo. Okay, now what if I want to add a comment? This is something that you'll be expected to do as you look at each other's ePortfolios. So let me enter a comment in the text field, and then I will click on Add Comment. And then that will save to the page, and you notice that it has my name and the date and timestamp of when I entered the comment. You'll notice too that there's a garbage can icon, so if I don't like exactly what I had written, I can always delete it. Okay, so we're almost done, but the last step is you're going to need to provide the link to your ePortfolio to your classmates. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go back to the beginning of the ePortfolio, and at the very top of the page you'll see that every ePortfolio has a 4-digit number after it. So you're going to want to copy and paste this URL. We're going to copy it, then we're going to go back to the course site. Under Courses and Groups, choose Dance. Then we're going to go to Etherpad. Then at the bottom of the Etherpad list is Dance Practice ePortfolio links. So we're going to click on that, and I have entered my name, and now I'm going to enter the URL. There it is, and if I were to click on that URL to test it, it should take me directly to the ePortfolio, and it opens in another window, and there it is. So those are the steps for setting up your dance practice e-portfolio. Good luck!